Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to a very special live stream, folks. It is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's been much talked about on the show. We've been goofing a lot, but here it is. We're finally here with Buffy the Vampire Slayer on the original Xbox. I'm so excited to finally be doing this because, again, Sean and I always just like to have a joke on the show about, you know, Buffy's not a real game, right? Even though, if you look on the box here, it's actually exclusive to the original Xbox. It's actually an Xbox exclusive Buffy game, which just makes it all the cooler. I also have Chaos Bleeds here as well, which again we can also touch on a little bit tonight. We're gonna go for a couple hours. There is a super special stream that Sean and I are actually planning for later this evening, probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So we do have to wrap probably by 10 or so, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into this a little bit. Of course, y'all know me. I gotta invert my controls real quick. Also, you can't see it with the starting menu here, but this game is super dark, like real dark. So I'm basically turning up the brightness like this, or else you're not gonna be able to see anything. So let's go back, and we should be ready to roll with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yes, sir, Xavier. I mean, I am all about inverted. I mean, I played PC games growing up, and you would think I would not be an inverted player because when I play with mouse controls, I don't play inverted. It's only with a controller I play with inverted. I don't know why I'm like that, though. I'm just wired that way. My brain is just like that. That's just how I am, you know?
Giles, tell me again why the latest Slayer app...
Also, yes, I'm so glad y'all pointed out. I was trying to test the chatbot on the live stream in the chat, and it just does not work. It just does not want to work with YouTube for whatever reason. But I wanted to try it anyways, so that's why I was doing all those tests earlier.
Don't they all?
So here we go. We got this fancy tutorial level where Giles is going to tell us to do a bunch of things. It's very exciting. The main thing is I'm glad that now that there are actually confirmation that people are actually here and watching this, that the stream's actually working tonight. Because I tried to do this a couple days ago. Everything looked good. Like I pressed go live on YouTube. I was streaming on here. It said I was getting concurrent viewers, but for whatever reason, it just didn't actually go live for whatever reason. So I'm glad that things actually worked tonight and actually fixed the problem, it looks like. So yeah, I hadn't actually played this game in a long time, ever since I picked it up about 8 months ago, up until, again, on Tuesday, where I played it again. And it still holds up pretty well. It does have some frustrating parts that we'll probably get to when we get to like the third level. But for the most part, it's really fun. It still holds up really well. The character models, they're not the best. But I love the fact that they're all like the characters from the show. So if you're actually a Buffy fan, like I think they did the license justice for sure. Like at the time, this actually was pretty impressive when this first came out, because this was a 2002 game, so this was like a year after the Xbox launched, and it's cool to see it all these years later still looking pretty good. Like again, it does look dated, but it doesn't look horrible either. There are definitely games that look worse than this game, that's for sure. But this game kind of plays a lot like some of the newer Tomb Raider games, not the new Tomb Raider games, but like Tomb Raider Legend and those types of games. With like a really interesting combat engine that kind of reminds me of something like Prince of Persia or Batman, those games. It's actually pretty fun. I'm gonna climb up here. Still got our torch. And we'll just throw this on the wall here. We've got this crazy Slayer test grounds for our tutorial. It's very exciting.
Look sharp, Buffy. Prepare yourself for battle. Slayer!
Hello. I've got a special vampire treat right here for... or not. Giles! Lacking some basic vampire fighting accoutrements here.
We're gonna beat vampires the old-fashioned way by punching and kicking them, because apparently that's a thing.
Showtime.
You want a piece of me?
Buffy,
I'll
will
give you
this
the whole
do?
damn pie.
Catch.
Wooden, pointy, Looks good to me. Hey, pointy
Let's
wood
stake this guy.
knocker.
There we
My
go.
best friend.
So yeah, with a lot of the enemies in this game, you gotta make sure to stake them, because otherwise they just keep coming back up, because they're vampires. They don't just die. There we go.
Well done, Buffy. Truly. I told the council you didn't even...
God, this is going so much smoother than last time. It's almost like I've played this game literally this week.
Rendezvous with me at the front of the church, but keep an eye out.
Oh, this is a nice break though
There's a
from
vampire nest within, and you must
Watch Dogs
proceed with
though,
caution.
because I spent so much time playing Watch Dogs this week that I'm glad to be playing at least something else for the next little while. I mean, I actually really like my time with Watch Dogs, as I talked about on the review, but I'm glad that I'm at least playing a different game, because I sunk like 30 hours into Watch Dogs in less than a week, so I spent a lot of time just doing that, for sure. We can't break these barrels. We can break some barrels, but I don't think we can break these barrels. And again, creepy farmhouse, you know, is not actually that creepy, I guess.
Ooh.
The weird thing about this game's controls is that if I jump towards the ledge, it won't always pull me up. Like, I gotta, like, climb along the ledge that way. But actually, in Chaos Bleeds, which is a newer game, you actually, when you jump at a ledge, you just, like, go, like, straight up. And you don't actually climb up or anything like that, or hang from the ledge or anything like that. You have to, like, press up to hold up to the ledge, which is bizarre. Like, it's weird, like, old-school game design when it comes to some of the controls in this game. Likewise, I can't, like, when I quick select weapons on the D-pad, it doesn't just switch to that weapon. I have to, like, scroll over and then press up in order to actually equip that weapon. Or you have to do a lot of menuing.
I wish they could all be California girls.
I don't know where Giles is getting all these vampires from, though, because there's, like, it seems like he's convinced a lot of vampires to just come out to try and kill Buffy, apparently.
All right, check the Slayer style.
Beyond this door, you will face your final challenge. Have a care, though. The entrance is protected by a mystical ward that will bar
It's
you
a very
from passing through
spooky
unless you
barrier.
have the 3 keys. These are not traditional keys, but engraved stone. I've already found one. Now you must find and retrieve the others, which are hidden here in the church.
An Easter egg hunt. Oh joy. Will you be wearing a bunny suit?
Buffy, please try to focus. The levity is appreciated, but this is a crucial part of this exercise. I'll aid you if I can. I shall begin searching at the back of the church.
Trust me. I'm focused. Making with the funny is just a way to shake off the Wiggins this place has given me. There's something really peculiar around here that's spooking me.
Actually, I think it's quite charming. Nothing to worry about, I'm sure.
Of course you're not worried, Giles. It's fine. It's fine. It's not spooky at all.
Could come in
Speaking of spooky, tonight, we were going to originally do a poll of a bunch of spooky games to play tonight. But luckily, because of what happened with Buffy, Buffy is a suitably spooky game, even though it's not actually spooky. But it's got vampires. They're spooky enough. Like, it's got that Halloween flair to it that I was kind of hoping for. Whereas originally, like, I was thinking we might have been playing, like, Resident Evil or Alien Isolation or Silent Hill or something like that. But in a way, I'm almost glad it's Buffy, because it's like, it's a funny spooky game. It's not actually like a spooky game.
Dust them from a distance.
Long distance dusting. New Olympic event.
So now we got access to the crossbow. And the crossbow's controls kind of suck in this game. They are not great. Plus you got to be very precise.
I did it again.
Funk.
Excellent shooting, Buffy.
And apparently the fountain just knew. It knew when those vampires were going to die, of course. It knew, like, it just had some kind of pressure sensor on it where it just sensed. It sensed the vampires were dead and decided to give me the key that I needed. So we just gotta find the last key, which memory services around here somewhere.
Won't budge.
Nope.
Ain't gonna happen. Nope. Time to move on.
If there's one thing that's very consistent about all the Buffy games, is there's a ton of locked doors. It's all about the locked doors.
Ain't gonna happen.
That's right. I think I need to go back up there, actually. Or actually, I need to put the key in the thing first. Once again, I just did this a couple days ago, so you would think I would remember all that stuff.
Follow me to the bell tower. I found something.
A bell?
Well, yes, that. But also a secret passageway. Come on, then. There, Buffy, where the floor tiles look newer. According to an arcane text I've found, there should be a hatch in the floor that leads to a hidden passageway. Unfortunately, it seems that at some point the hatch was sealed. We'll need something heavy to break through the tile. Now, let's have a look around.
Or up? I'm wondering if maybe a one-ton bell, say, crashing from above might do the trick.
Well, it's erring on the side of overkill, but given the absence of other options...
Then it's a plan. I'm going up. Just stand clear and try not to get squashed.
I'll do my best.
Yes, there was a mythical tome that told him that there is a weakness in the floorboards, that if you throw a giant bell on it, you know, it'll just crash through it. Those are things to remember, folks. Make sure to read books, I guess. That's the lesson we've learned here.
I'm afraid you're on your own from here on out. I'll meet up with you again after you've faced the final challenge.
The final
Once
challenge.
you've
Dun
inserted all
dun
of the stone
dun.
keys in their places, the main entrance will open.
Check. I'll meet you there.
So there we go. Let's pick up the last stone. And once again, as if there was some magic with this magical stone, it sensed that I was there taking the key, so it just had to destroy the floorboards. It's a thing. Here we go, our first appearance of the skeletons, which we can just punch to death, apparently, because they're skeletons.
Numbskull. Dead guys. There's just no talking to them.
Alright, and we'll push this very fancy mythical button to reveal some stairs, or some ladders, I guess. It's very exciting. Oh look, more vampires.
Get ready to spill your...
I feel like a new Slayer.
Alright, we've got to put the keyhole back inside the key thing to open the mythical, ghostly looking door that's not creepy at all. Ooh, there we go. We can sit back now. We got a cinematic. It's channeling a cinematic, but we've got a cinematic coming. There's lots of load screens in this game. It's one of those things where this is our time to call for the backwards compatibility team at Xbox to bring us Buffy the Vampire Slayer so we can play it without load screens. Like that, we need to be able to play this game on Xbox Series X. Like, make it happen, Microsoft. It's got to happen.
Ever have the feeling you've been somewhere before?
Ooh, creepy ghosts. It's ghost vampires.
So, which one of you is Curly?
I understood that reference, by the way.
What's the matter, Slayer? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why? No witty banter? I'm crushed. I had built up so much nostalgia for our reunion. Ah, well.
And it turns out it was all a dream after all. God, Buffy has nightmares about tutorial levels. I mean, sure, I mean, tutorial levels are tedious, but, like, come on. You don't need to have nightmares about them. Although they are kind of spooky. All right, here we go. Level 2. We made it to the high school. Where there's a whole bunch of vampires coming to say hello.
People wanna know who we are, so we tell them we are the Mighty Razorbacks.
Okay.
God, they're such bad
Let's take
cheerleaders.
a short break. A little reminder, Buffy. I know you're like MVP when it comes to offing the butt-ugly supernatural beasties, but cheerleading is an entirely different discipline. Please, try to pay attention.
Sorry, just feeling a little oogie. I haven't had much luck with the quality Z's lately.
Those bad dreams involve tutorial
And,
levels.
lest you forget, I'm doing this as a favor to you. I'm over the pursuit of fame and glory through cheerleading.
It's a crushing blow to the world of synchronized shouting. Okay, girls, let's take that last one again, but this time
The vampires
Corey,
killed the
get
lights.
everyone else into the supply closet and keep them quiet until I come for you. I'll go track down the janitor and see if Creepy Pete can get the lights turned back on.
And once again, it's a high school with, like, creepy, like, automatic doors. It's fine.
Won't budge. Ain't gonna happen.
Oh, there's just someone just, like, hanging out in the locker, I guess. That's apparently a thing in this game. I didn't even notice that the last time I played
Wooden
this.
object. My best friend.
So we're gonna pick up all these stakes. Oh, look! A vampire!
Oh, Mr. Campbell. Even during the most boring physics class, I never wished for you.
Come here. Oh, you fell down on his own. I didn't even need to do anything.
Want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie. Oh, go kiss daylight.
Come on, get staked. There you go.
I feel like a new Slayer.
I could have also thrown him into this wood board that's just hanging out over there, but no. I'd rather just use my own stakes.
Stay away! Stop!
That's right. I'm gonna just kick him in the shins. Apparently that's what you're supposed to do against vampires.
Nothing like a brisk
Now, one of the most OP weapons in this entire game, the mop. It's time to mop some of these vampires up. Huh? See what I did there? It's a mop joke.
Oh God, please, don't hurt me.
Time to get mopped, vampire.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Oh look, the vampire has fire.
You're the vampire who has everything.
You can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you.
God, there's so many gosh darn vampires attacking this high school, wanting to kill all the cheerleaders. Oh, I can't actually hit him with the mop when he's down. That's right, take mop.
Guess you wish you'd stayed home tonight. Must be some way to open this.
That's how we broke it. That's how we opened the door. Now he's just gonna wait for this vampire to come to us. He apparently just wanted to walk across the bleachers.
I have better things to do than kick your ass, but nothing more fun.
And you're done. Alright, so we got a baseball bat, which is almost as good as the mop, but not quite. I'm a big fan of the mop in this game. Also, I don't like the way that she like runs with the bat. It looks kind of weird. Like she's holding the bat wrong. Also, apparently the vampires got bored. They felt like writing Die Slayer on the chalkboard.
They cut the power.
Oh look, it's
Never a
Willow.
good thing. Does it make me a pessimist to say that's a bad omen? Cutting the power. I'm thinking they're smarter than the average bear. Or average vampire.
You know, a vampire bear would be
Here
pretty
goes
scary.
Another bad thought on a collision course with my terror. There are magnetic locks on all the main doors. Here, take this. You won't be able to open them until the power comes back on.
Then we have to get the power back on. Just stay here. Keep your head down.
Absolutely. Classroom. Always felt right at home in a classroom. Yep. Gonna sit right here with the chalk.
Chalk's her best friend, apparently.
Nope.
And another
Time
locked
to move
door.
on.
So now we're gonna run all the way around. Oh look, it's a different vampire model this time. You run into a lot of the same character models in this game.
Never paid any attention to girls like you before. Now I just have the urge. Could come in handy.
Batter up.
You never should have walked into my sleigh ground.
Apparently I like stabbed her in the back with the bat, and apparently it was good enough. Because I was like nowhere near her heart, but sure.
You know, those who pass by your mangled corpse.
The bat's kind of slow. I don't think I'm gonna pick up the bat. It's less good than the mop. The mop is our best friend. There we go.
Look, it's uptight suburban. Oh, go kiss daylight. Oh, you can die, honey. Places to go. Ooh, pointy.
Just didn't turn the camera on time, I guess.
That's it. The only way any of these leeches is getting out of here is in a dustpan.
There we go. Now we've hit yet another load screen. It's gonna channel the next level or summon. Depends on what wordage he wants to use here.
Who do we have here? New blood or more likely...
It's a slightly fancier vampire that's not wearing normal human clothes. That's how you know he's tougher than the normal vampires.
Spill your guts, honey.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie. Oh, so oops. I did it.
Oh, wrong button. I'm not a big fan of having to scroll between my items on the D-pad and then press up on the D-pad to equip the item. Like, that's why I'm selecting the item once. I don't need to just hover over it to equip it, I guess. But it's very complicated and very, very 2002 game design when you think about it.
Won't budge. Ain't gonna happen. Nope. Time to move on. Need a key. Damn those city monsters. Don't trust anybody.
So apparently we got to go up there to get the city key.
Spill your guts, honey.
Right, there you are. Come here.
Hi, honey.
Oh.
I'm home. I feel like a new Slayer. Apparently, I'm going to need a plan B.
Now, come on. What kind of normal school has flaming trash bins in their school? Like, come on, man. Like, did the vampires do that? Like, why would the vampires light the trash bin on fire? Like, why would they bother doing that? That just seems bizarre to me.
Answer.
I mean, they're not trying to stay warm or anything like that. This is a California high school. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I think that actually brings us to the exit, so let's go this way. Oh god, that vampire has the key. Whatever will we do?
I have better things to do than kick
We're
your
just gonna
ass.
punch him in the shins. Because that's what you gotta do against vampires. Didn't go to school in the US, I see. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did go to school in Texas for 3 years when I was a kid, but I did not actually go to school in California or anything like that. That was definitely not a thing. It's normal to have fires everywhere. Well, yeah. I mean, but in like a trash bin at school, like, was that a normal thing? Because like it wasn't when I was in Texas. That wasn't a thing. I mean, to be fair, that we had like metal detectors and stuff, so you couldn't like walk in with guns or anything like that. But you couldn't. But like no one was like starting fires in the school. Like, that's weird. Now we got this crazy techno music. I lived in Houston for 3 years, and we kind of actually moved into a whole bunch of places around Central Texas, but Houston mostly, I would say.
Come on. You're not even trying.
That's why every once in a while, like I will unintentionally break into a Texas accent, not on purpose. It just sometimes happens because I used to have like a really bad Texas accent when I was a kid.
Pointy.
Oh. Here we go, a fancier vampire beast. It's spooky. It's very spooky. This enemy hits like a truck and it takes a ton of damage, so I'm kind of just gonna have to cheese this fight a little bit. Nice. I was this past Saturday, but I'm right outside of Austin. Okay, that's cool. Austin's a really nice city. Like I've only been there a couple times, but each time I went there, it was actually pretty nice. But I haven't been back to Texas in a very long time.
Denied. Must be another way.
Here we go. Another load screen to go into the boiler room now. This high school already has had 3 different long load screens. It's very exciting. Ooh, now we got 2 vampires at once. Ooh. Alright, so hold on. Wrong button. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna use a health potion so we don't die. Re-equip our stake. Let this guy come back.
Tramp.
Yo, what's up, generic octane main? I remember you. I also, so you're also playing Watch Dogs now. That's quite the coincidence. Now the game's finally out, so y'all can actually have a chance to play it. I hope you're enjoying your time with it. I know it was interesting because again, when I wrote my review for it, I was kind of writing it in a vacuum because I didn't really know what anyone else thought about it, which again, you usually typically do when you're writing reviews. Because I was not expecting the review score mixedness that was kind of all over the place when the reviews actually came out. And so it's kind of like with everyone, it's been hit or miss. Like even between me and Sean, like Sean was not really enjoying his time with the game, whereas I really liked it. So it's weird to see how many people are kind of like how mixed the reception is on it. But I'm glad that you're playing it, and I'm glad you're liking it, at least so far anyways. Generic octane main. Again, I could not put that game down. Like I like kept playing it and playing it and playing it. Like I said in the review, like I spent 35 hours playing it for the review itself, and then I've played it another like 4 or 5 hours since then. And I just got the game like last Thursday. So I mean, I basically like could not stop playing that game. I had so much fun with it. But I am glad I'm playing something different today. Like, since I've had so much Watch Dogs this week, I'm glad I'm playing a different game. And it's something cool like Buffy, you know, which is very fitting for Halloween. Even though it's not a spooky game, it's got that spooky vibe. It's got vampires in it, you know. It's spooky enough for Halloween, anyways. Alright, we're gonna pick up this push broom.
You're looking a little
Funk.
bored around the
Now we're gonna turn on the power, because apparently there's a ton of magnetic locks in this school, and they apparently all lock when the vampires attack.
eyes. Back on. Time for me to join the union. Won't budge. Ain't gonna happen.
God, there's so many locked doors in this game. Buffy has the same reaction every time too, which is just great.
Nope. Time to move on.
But a very different game today with Buffy versus, we basically went with like the newest of the new, and now all the way back to 2002 with this game. This game's almost 20 years old, which is crazy to think about. God, the Xbox brand is almost 20 years old. Like, this time next year is the 20th birthday of the Xbox, which is actually pretty exciting. I'm actually excited to see if Microsoft does anything for that. With the just the Xbox brand itself being 20 years old is actually quite the accomplishment.
Let me return the favor.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah, because that's
Nothing like a brisk walk.
I honestly didn't think it was that long either. Like Halo, as a franchise, its 20th anniversary is next year. I get the Xbox as a whole is 20 years. I mean, Fusion Frenzy is almost a 20-year-old game. Like, that's just crazy to think about. Like, back when the original Xbox came out, that would have meant that the same time has passed between the early 80s, like the 1980, and when the Xbox came out, which is kind of crazy. Wow, imagine a special edition Series X. Yeah, Xavier, I would love a special edition Series X. That would be amazing to have, like, either like an OG Xbox branding, or having even like the startup video changed and stuff like that. Like, they could do some really cool stuff with that. And I'm interested to see if Microsoft celebrates their anniversary at all in that way.
Up and away.
Get ready to spill your guts, honey.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Also, I would certainly hope that that probably means that we may have a pretty good slate of games next year from Xbox. Hopefully. I mean, we don't really know of what's coming out next year, but I hope maybe that they want to ramp up something for the anniversary of the original Xbox.
Guess you wish you'd stayed home tonight.
I mean, we're also only 3 weeks away from the 15th anniversary of the 360 as well. Like, the 360 is almost a 15-year-old console, which is also kind of a scary thought, too. Also, I love the fact, too, that the vampire thought he would get us by lighting us on fire, but he lit himself on fire and basically just killed himself, which is great. I remember getting my first Xbox 360. Yeah, I mean, me too. I was there launch day for the 360. Like, I remember pre-ordering it from EB Games, and what they did is actually something similar to what they're doing right now for pre-orders of the Series X and the PS4, where essentially they book an appointment with you, and you basically have the store to yourself while you go in and basically cash out and everything like that. And I remember going like super early in the morning to get mine, to pick mine up, and then I picked up Quake 4, Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie, Perfect Dark 0, and then I had Madden. Those were the 4 games I had at launch for 360. Oh, and Call of Duty. I had Call of Duty as well. And yeah, I remember coming home and it blew my mind, man, because I actually had a rear projection HDTV at the time, but obviously we had nothing really that took advantage of it until the 360 came out. And yeah, like seeing seeing HD graphics for the first time, like, blew my mind from what I was used to with the original Xbox or the PlayStation 2 or the GameCube at the time. Especially because I hadn't actually done component cables for those consoles, and whereas the 360 came with those cables standard. So it was cool to finally get a chance to test some of that stuff out. Oh, it's just an email from Ubisoft saying Watch Dogs Legion is available now.
What do you think this is? A library?
Just the stray I was looking for.
It's a slightly fancier vampire with fancier clothes. And he's got a book.
Wow. Look.
That's right. Kick him in the shins, Buffy. You got this.
Like we had a shortage.
You're getting to see this very impressive combat engine on full display here. There's not really much you can do when they block. Like, even the throw, like, is so slow. A lot of times the enemies will just counterattack before you have a chance to even throw them.
Pointy wooden object. My best friend.
Unfortunately, it does not go both ways. So we're almost dead. Be a little more aggressive with taking this guy out.
I like to play with my food.
You never should have walked into my playground.
We got him with the stake. We actually managed to finish the level with like a sliver of health left. I mean, to be fair, the way that it works in this game is that you don't actually die until they get like one bite on you at the end. So as long as you can avoid that, you can basically stay alive with like no health.
I believe I'm building up a resistance to cranial trauma.
There's like such a big stark difference between the normal enemies and the boss enemies in this game, because like the boss enemies are like, I would hesitate to call them cheap, but they're way more overpowered than just the normal enemies are, to the point where there's like such big dichotomy between the two of them that it almost feels unfair at times. But again, this is just very much like 2002 game design. It's very much like this. It's a lot more uneven than something like a modern game, if anything. Now it's gonna summon the next level. This is the part though where we can actually talk to all our friends though.
Hey Buff, I've been working on this bad boy for quite a while, and this looks like the right time to break it in.
Xander, for me, you shouldn't have.
Keep an eye out for crystals when you're out on Slayer duty. Pretty, but they also come in handy. Strong with the mojo. Any good witch or bad demon knows that certain crystals have healing or energy-enhancing powers. If you find anything, bring it back to me. I've been experimenting with some spells using crystals. If I have the right ones, I might be able to boost your strength and Slayer power. Kinda like an energy bar, but you don't need it. Tummy ache.
And
It's kind of like a video game energy bar, almost.
Out of them. Or not.
All this fuss over a stupid book? Why don't you people get your priorities straight? Hello? Cheerleading competition this week.
And we already got to see their impressive cheerleading on display, which was not very good. It's not good. All right, let's go to the next level.
I should check in with Giles
Oh,
before
I have to talk to Giles first. Doo-doo.
Buffy, there are some advanced fighting techniques I'd like you to begin studying immediately.
Oh, some of these fighting techniques are so super useful in a pinch, like doing a full 360 on the controller and then punching.
Didn't say there was reading.
Given the
Just
gravity of the
Zangief
situation,
style.
I
Just
recommend
it's
you
lovely.
incorporate these techniques into your repertoire immediately.
No need to get all heavy with the gravity. Consider it done.
All right, so we got the Super Cyclone back fist. It's just a full 360 on the controller and then X. It's not hard to pull off at all, right? Right? Have you got any new recruits on Legion yet? When you say new recruits, like, have I added anyone to the team since I finished the review? No, I haven't really done that yet. I haven't really. In fact, actually, towards the end of the game, I actually kind of just stopped recruiting people because I had like 25 members in my squad. So I actually had like a ton of people, especially because with Permanent-Thon, obviously I was losing squad members. But I didn't actually recruit anyone else beyond like the last like 5 hours of the campaign. I kind of stopped because I just wanted to finish it for the review. But it's just one of those things where when I do go back to it, when the DLC comes out, because there is DLC coming, like the Aiden and Pierce stuff isn't available yet, the Wrench stuff isn't available yet, and when that all comes back, and when I have my new console, that's when I really want to go back and kind of dive much more into the game itself. Like, I'm really excited to see the next gen version of that game. Like, I think it's really gonna pop and be really awesome. This is so early in Buffy that this was when Spike was still a bad guy.
Got me doing your dirty work. But you gotta hold on true. But don't push me, old man.
When I was gonna ask you when that comes out. Yeah, I mean, we don't really know at this point. I mean, for the most part, we know, like the next gen version, we know that's at the console launch, but that's all we know. Like, as far as the DLC stuff, I don't think they've given dates for any of that stuff yet. They just said sometime this fall. The online, at least we know that's coming in December as well, which I'm actually super excited to try out the co-op. Like, I think that's going to be really fun.
Bad form to rub it in when you're holding all the cards, but I can't afford to fold. What next, Dark Lord? How may I serve you further? Oh, I don't see that being too much of a problem. Got a wonderful little flesh palace just down the street.
And now the vampires need to go kill a whole bunch of people to bring back this evil spirit. It's very exciting. And the plot in this game is just a very, very generic filler plot. But, you know, it's fine. Yeah, she's being possessed by, like, the Dark Lord. It's a whole thing. It's a whole Buffy thing.
Just look at that tramp. Some of my
Also, this is the hippest looking nightclub ever. I mean, it's got the walls just look lovely in this game. And the environments are definitely showing their age for sure.
Shocking coincidence? It just so happens Steve hasn't been heard from since. Now here she is working her tight end on one of our tight ends. You know what I think? I think she's some kind of vampire slut on a mission to kill the precious few remaining hotties at Sunnydale High. She must be stopped. Sick her, Buffy.
Listen, Miss Kitty, I can't stake every girl who blocks your spotlight. When you saw her yesterday,
She's blocking my spotlight. She must be a vampire. That's it. That's what's going on.
That pesky allergic reaction to the sun.
Okay, maybe she lathered up with the whole Econo tub of 90 sunscreen. Whatever she is, she must be stopped.
Sorry, Cordelia. Looks like another jock fell prey to her trampy wiles. Maybe now we can start enjoying the evening.
Jeez, Buff, jinx us, why don't you? That's a cue for something evil to crash in if I ever heard it.
Good timing, Xander. It's almost like the vampires heard you.
No.
Oh no, they stole Willow!
What? Our tits bourbon? Just between us girls, you're looking a little worn around the eyes.
Excuse me? Help here?
Oh, go kiss Bill.
Again, you know, I never imagined just how useful kicking vampires in the shins would just be. We got the special armored vampire. I almost said zombie for some reason. It doesn't actually let us hurt him, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm running away from him.
You think you can take
He's so heavy he killed himself. It's very, very cool. We can't actually destroy those boxes. The dying doll. Killed by a cheerleader. I'm so ashamed. Yeah, they don't like... The vampires don't like being killed by a cheerleader. They feel like it's a hurt... It hurts their pride. It's not good. I want to pick up that holy water vial.
You can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you.
Oh, I didn't really have to do much because apparently there was a wood plank right there and I didn't even notice it. Oh, nothing's in the fridge. What kind of nightclub has like an office in the basement with nothing in the fridge? Like, that's really weird.
You can't win, Slayer.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie.
I gotta get in the right position so I can kick him in the shins while he's down. We're gonna go over here and we gotta get this crystal.
A sparkly thingy. To add
We
to my
found a
collection of
secret,
sparkly
even though it was kind of just right there. Oh, we can't actually open that. Let's go this way. All right, here we go. One of my least favorite things from the last time I played this a couple days ago. We're about to do a boss fight, and this boss fight is very annoying, and I will probably die a couple times because it's very difficult.
Will, I am so going to enjoy this.
Evening, Slayer. Lovely night for the old mayhem, isn't it?
It's Evil Spike!
Spike.
Knew you'd miss me.
Rip.
Hey, where's that gel hair fancy boy you're always parading?
You'd say that again.
Usually Angel's following you around like a nuded pup.
What are you doing back in Sunnydale, Spike? We had a deal.
Sorry, love. Business is business. Guess there's just no honor among us children of the night.
You shouldn't have come back.
Is Buffy sad cause the big bad broke his promise?
Wake up, moron. I'm ecstatic to see you. You shouldn't have come back because I've been saving up a big honkin' servant of...
Oh, you told him, Buffy.
Glad you're here. It was getting a bit heavy to carry
Make
around.
you bleed, Slayer.
So we kind of have to be annoyingly defensive against Spike because he hits like a truck, he's very cheap, and I do not like this boss fight at all.
You never should have walked into my sleigh round.
Used to be fisticuffs.
Try not to get your blood on that shark.
He's very good at counterattacking anytime we attack. And unfortunately, he leaves his block up a lot of times. And if we go for the throw, it's so slow that he ends up counterattacking right away. Use the tornado punch. Yes, you mean that tornado punch that I just did right there? That somehow I managed to accomplish while saying it? The tornado punch does like no damage to him, and he always gets out of the way of it anyways. And we're dead. Again, get ready to see this animation a few times, because this boss fight is very annoying and very difficult. He has a ton of health, he does a lot of damage, and I don't really have a lot of options against him, unfortunately. I'm so glad you enjoyed my tornado punch. At least we can skip the cinematic at least. The best part is we have to fight another like 8 or 9 vampires after this, and there's no health pickups or anything like that after we've killed this boss or anything like that, and there's no checkpoints. So if we die between here and basically the next loading screen, then essentially we have to do this boss fight over again, which is fun. But luckily I've got a good rhythm here going on. I just have to keep him at bay. Also, I can't just stand here and block either because he has many moves that just get through your block. Oh, may actually do it. I think we just got to knock him down one more time and then stake him.
Just to be fisticuffs. Try not to get your blood on the jacket.
If we can hit him. Come here.
Oh, go kiss daylight.
Come on, just die. Just die already. Oh, let's get them on the ground. There we go. No! Oh, whew. Oh man.
That's all right.
That was like the cleanest version of that fight I've done. And I'm still at half health. So this will be fun.
Ship rituals. You get the picture? Yeah. One thing I can say about my relationship with the little miss down there, it's got fire.
That boss go boing. Yeah, pretty much. He's just like, all right, you're about to stake me. I'm out. I'm just gonna bounce as quickly as possible. So here we go. Let's see if I can actually survive to the next waypoint without dying, because there's no health or anything like that between now and then, and no checkpoints. And don't fall in that fire either, because it's just instant death.
Just between us girls, you're looking a little worn around the eyes. Ooh, pointy.
Oh, she's already down. Oh my god, yes! We lucked out. We got a health pickup. Whew. I'm feeling easy. I just don't want to get too cocky, but I think we're on a roll. I know this is not the type of game that will reward you with health pickups knowing that you need health. It will very much give you like 5 vampires in a row that just give you magical power when you've got no health left. It's one of those kind of games. And we can't go in there. There's no secrets. Also, you can definitely tell it's on because now we got this fancy music going. Ooh, another health pickup. Now we're pretty much back to full health.
Nothing like a brisk walk and a spot of demon slaughter to make a girl's night.
So I think we gotta go down here. And lose a whole bunch of health in the
Maybe have a
process.
sharp stake? No batteries.
But at least we got an elixir to get our health back if we need to.
I heard those gangbangers crashing in here and I locked myself in. Are they still out there? For the moment, but sit tight and we'll see what we can do. I don't know what to say.
There we go. We got 2 elixirs now.
Thanks.
Matrix theme music, yeah. It kind of reminds me of that. Apparently DLC is coming early 21. Man, that's so far away for the DLC from that game. Like I would have loved to see it right away, but
Showtime.
no, it still sounds like it's going to be a while.
I want you, man. Not in a good way.
The firebomb's almost worse for them than it is for me. Like Buffy gets lit on fire. She just walks it off, but those vampires, man, whew, they do not like that getting fire to the face. For a second there, I thought I was going to have to go that way, but I
Antique
guess not.
crossbow, $1,500. Gold crucifix, $900. Simple wooden stake, priceless.
Oh, that's a MasterCard joke if I've ever heard one. That's pretty exciting. Oh, look, another vampire with more fire and stuff.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie.
The fire didn't kill him this time, it looks like. He was wearing a red vest, so clearly he's a better vampire, I guess. He's a fire resistant, I guess.
For the vampire who has everything. Guess you wish you'd stayed home tonight. Shit, fight.
Bonk.
This is my town.
Alright, so we've been in here. We've been around there. I'm still wondering where the heck I'm supposed to even be going. Because obviously I can't go in there.
Ain't gonna happen.
And then this just leads me back to this area again. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to go in that door up there. Maybe I missed that. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised, Generic Octane Main, that they didn't really do any type of DLC at the launch. Like, other than the Ultimate Edition items, that's really it. Like, we didn't really have anything else to launch with the game. Like, I kind of wish that we had more at the launch of Watch Dogs. Okay, so we got to get down there, I think, somehow. It's almost like we got to, like, shimmy across to get up here, I guess. Or maybe I jump down there and then go across that crossbeam, I guess. Let's try that. So let's run around here.
Looks like an opportunity for
Aha! So I was right.
Shimmy.
It just looks so weird with the way, like, the level has you look around it, because, like, it doesn't really seem like you can go that way. Also, how do I grab onto this bar here? Do I do this? There we go. Also, the sirens are on my end. They're not on yours. There we go.
Could come
Ooh,
in
we got a power crystal now. So many crystals. Is there anything if I walk around the side here? Nope.
No trail of breadcrumbs, but I'm guessing Spike and his blood buddies jumped down here.
There's just some kind of creepy hole that's down here. Also, I love that there's, like, this big power plant that I guess they're going into that's, like, right behind the bar that they always hang out at. It seems very bizarre to me, but it's fine. It's the Buffy universe. It doesn't need to make sense.
Hey, help! Call 911. Make sure that they bring guns. Big guns. I'm not sure how long I can keep this mud off me. Hurry!
Apparently the army's got the big guns, apparently, for vampires. Alright, so let's run up the stairs.
Not like this. I can't die.
Oh, I thought the vampire dog got him, but I guess not. I guess it's just chasing him around everywhere.
Just between us girls,
Punched in the
you're
shins.
looking a little torn around the eyes. Oh, goodness, sweetheart. Cheerleader. So
Slayer. There's only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
Hey, pointy wooden object. My best friend.
Where the heck did that guy come from? Gotta go back for this guy before he gets back up. Oh no, we died because I wasn't paying attention. That's fine. At least we don't have to go all the way back to go back very far. I mean, it just goes back to the beginning of this area at least, which isn't so bad. I guess we get to see the amazing animation of that dude getting pulled away by the vampire dog again. Oh, there's so many sirens tonight. Yeah, we'll just go up. We don't need to see that cinematic again. I already know what happens to him.
Not like this. I can't.
Yeah, apparently I just walked through that area and no vampires came down, even though there's a vampire life bar there, so clearly there's one there.
Slayer.
Oh, there he
There's
is.
only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie. Oh, this boy. I feel like a new Slayer.
Oh, there's that guy. Apparently he managed to kick us all the way down the ladder.
Hey, pointy wooden object.
This guy's got our number. He killed us before. He's getting his attacks off pretty quick. I'm trying to punch the person in front of me, but it apparently wants to read as me, like, kicking the guy in the shins. These vampires are kicking my butt. Got a new stake. Stake them. Once again, more of that everyone's favorite line. Oh, I'm so ashamed I got killed by a cheerleader. I tried to go for the tornado punch and it did not work. I just spun in a circle, like in a 720 as opposed to a full, like a full turn cycle, I guess.
Ooh, pointy.
Smash these boxes. Ooh, we got fire. More crossbow bolts, which I haven't really found like a good use for the crossbow yet, because there's not really like most of the vampires we've been finding have been like coming right up to us, unfortunately. So there's like no real reason for us to use the crossbow. It's actually almost more tedious that if we use the crossbow than if we don't.
Maybe you didn't hear me, you skanky blood-sucking hoe. Thinking I'd put me down before the Slayer kicked my ass.
The Slayer? Tell me another one. They all say...
She's apparently a stake later, because she likes to roll her S's like crazy.
There's only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
An actual use for the crossbow. After all that I just said. And we're dead, because I tried to use the crossbow. That was our first mistake. This is why I've hardly pulled out the crossbow up until now, because it's just like... Even at times when it's kind of useful, it's like so slow, and if you miss, or even if you hit and it's not an insta kill, it's just like you're kind of in bad shape because you can't punch while using the crossbow. And of course, we're back here again.
Not like this.
So hopefully, since she's triggered, none of the other vampires trigger, I don't want to have to fight 3 of them at the same time.
Just between us girls, you're looking a little worn around the eyes.
And there we go. So much easier that time.
You can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
It could be a bit of a pain when there's two enemies in this this game, especially if you knock one down, because it instead of targeting the guy you want to hit, instead it's just like, oh no, I actually just want to kick this guy on the ground that can't die because he's at the health points where I need to stab him. It's kind of annoying. There. Ooh, and some health
like
too.
a brisk walk and a spot of demon slaughter to make a girl's night.
Ooh, and I didn't notice this this elixir over here before. Let's grab that. Yeah, we do want to go in here first before we go through that exit, because we want this this power crystal.
A sparkly thingy to add to my collection of sparkly thingies.
Grab these crossbow bolts, even though we don't need them. So now that I know I'm going outside and I know that guy's there, I'll use the crossbow this time right away.
Maybe you didn't hear me, you skanky blood.
Can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie.
And the crossbow's controls are not great. Oh, come back here. Also, you have to hit him like exactly in the heart, and only when he's weak enough does it kill him. See if we can get this guy without having to go after him. Ooh, one hit kill.
Holy water. Don't leave home without it.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use an elixir right away. We'll switch back to the steak. Mmm, steaky. Okay, so how do we get up there? Oh, we gotta get up on these barrels at the front. Duh. Oh no, she has slightly different color clothing this time, and she apparently fell down and can't get back up. Oh, there she is. She's very slowly catching up.
That outfit is killing me.
You got this pump and beat again. You can definitely know the combat's on. I don't want to fall down. I like that I'm now, like, I was struggling to find elixirs before, but now I'm, like, swimming in them.
Can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
Alright, let's fight her up here. And she's dead. Because the other vampire, I guess, killed her.
Stayed home tonight. Hi, honey. I'm home. You're the vampire who has everything.
Bam.
This is my town.
Alright, so I'm guessing we gotta walk along the tightrope here. Or, I mean, we could. There's probably some kind of secret over here. Or maybe not. Apparently this guy got eaten by the vampire dog.
Damn it. No electricity. The main power switch must be around here somewhere.
That's right. Take stake, you miserable power switch. Hey Ryan, my son Andrew just started watching with me. Can you say hi to him? Hi Andrew. How's it going? I hope you you guys are having a good night this evening. I hope that this game is not too spooky for you guys, even though it's not really a spooky game. It's Halloween-ish. I would say it's Halloween adjacent is how I would qualify Buffy anyways. Oh, man. Man, I thought fighting one of these guys on its own was hard. Fighting two at the same time is kind of tough. They just take so many hits, and they do a ton of damage if I let them get me. There we go. Thanks, he just giggled. Thinks this is cool. I'm glad he's enjoying it. At least, you know, he can appreciate games that are super old. Again, this is like 20 years old. They're probably older than he is. All right, here we go. Our best friend, the armored vampire, is back. He doesn't really have armor, but it calls him an armored vampire in this game. But unfortunately, we gotta run away from this guy. Or do we actually fight him this time? I don't actually know. The game tells you very early on you can't actually fight this guy because he doesn't take any damage. But I'm gonna try fighting him just to see what happens. Oh, is this what his finishing move is? Oh, he does the backbreaker. Oh, that's rough. That's rough for Buffy. I need to figure out what I do with this guy. This is actually farther than we got in the stream that never actually happened. So there you go. Yeah, he's 6. He just started playing Halo, but plays Plants vs. Zombies and just beat a few Nintendo games. Okay, that's cool. Oh. This is not cool. Look how far back we are. This was like, we just lost like 20 minutes of game time because we died. Oh my god. That's bad. That makes me sad. Now we gotta go do all this stuff all over again. This game needs checkpoints. Where are all the checkpoints in this game? Like, I thought we were safe because we went to a new load screen, but I guess not. That's cool. Like he's picking up some good games to start with. It sounds like you're starting in with him some quality games. That's for sure. At least now I know that we've got a bajillion elixirs coming to us, so we can actually be a little more liberal in using these. Did that vampire just say no?
Hey,
Well, man,
would
this
not
is just, yeah.
my best
I am so heartbroken right now, man. I just, I did not want to have to do all this stuff all over again if I die once. Especially against, like, the armored vampire, where it's just like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do against that guy. Because the game makes a very big point in telling you during the bar scene that you can't hurt him. So, I know I can't hurt him, but there's nowhere to run away from him. So I'm thinking I'm supposed to hurt him somehow, but I don't really know what to do when I get there. But now I'm gonna basically, if I lose to him, I have to replay like 20 minutes worth of gameplay. It's just, it's rough. It's rough. Maybe I could use some of the fire bombs I got on the armored vampire. Maybe that'll actually hurt him. We want to go down here first and retrace all our steps, get all the secrets again.
A sparkly thingy to add to my collection of sparkly thingies.
Maybe you didn't hear me, you skanky.
And let's switch to the crossbow.
There's only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
Get the point.
See, apparently this vampire right here, he just takes one crossbow bolt to kill him, but the other one, he just takes like 9 or 10 to kill him. It's very, very uneven. Or maybe I just didn't get him exactly in the heart, I guess. There we go, the lady with the blue pants again.
Hurry up and die, honey. Play sicko and make beats.
You never should have walked into my playground.
Got that bump of music again. Where's that other vampire that was here, but then I guess ran away? Oh, there he is. Let's grab this elixir.
Can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you. There's an endless supply of us.
Alright, let's wait for this girl to come up here. Got it.
Guess you wish you'd stayed home tonight.
And come on up here.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie. Ooh, pointy.
There we go. Got it. Okay, now we got to do this whole puzzle again, which isn't much of a puzzle, but it's more just running back and forth with a key. Yeah, we saw that cinematic already. And we don't need to see it light up all the lights again. Oh, and here we go, the vampire dogs again. Hopefully they won't take as much health off it this time. They get way easier if I kill one of them, so I'm just gonna focus on this guy.
Here. Let me scratch that.
Nope. Gotta use that elixir before we die. There. Now that there's only one of them, I can kind of just keep them in one spot, and then we'll stake them.
Let that be a lesson to you, or, you know, those who pass by your mangled corpse.
Alright, here we go. It's time to see if we could actually figure out what to do against this boss fight. At least we have lots of health at our disposal with all these elixirs. Okay, so we obviously can't go through the door there. We can't really fight him. Let's go this way. I didn't notice this stairwell back here. Whew. So that's what we're supposed to do. I just wasn't looking in the right direction, I guess, the first time. And now we've hit another load screen. Hopefully this is the checkpoint, so we don't have to do all that over again.
Come on, you lot. Pick up the pace. Slayer will be on our asses in a minute. It's because you don't see her, don't mean she isn't there.
Hopefully that bar holds them. Let's pick these boxes.
Hey, pointy wooden object. My best friend.
Now the real question is, why was a steak in a box? Like, why was the box like who are they going to ship the steak to? That's very, very weird to me. Let's use an elixir because we don't want to die.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie.
I was throwing her. How did it morph into her throwing me? That's really weird. So fun fact, if the train comes by, we can actually throw them into the train. No, I didn't want them to throw me into the train. Oh man. Alright, we can skip this cinematic. Let's get our state quit, which apparently has very little life to it.
Hey, pointy wooden object. My best friend.
You can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you.
No, she bit me. Gotta finish this guy off before he gets back up. And we got some health back to boot. Oh, our steak's dead.
Paid any attention to girls like you.
There we go. Alright, we got a new elixir now. Okay, so we gotta be able to cross the railroad track without getting killed by the train. Now, I wonder if there's some stuff that way. And I think I'm gonna go check it out. Ooh, more vampires. Oh no! Well, we done goofed. I got too big for my britches. I decided to go down the path that we didn't need to go down. And we took that vampire with us, I guess. But apparently the train took Buffy for a ride that she could not return from, unfortunately. And now we got to do this part at the beginning again.
Come on, you.
Hey, pointy wooden object. My best friend.
Okay, you can very much tell that this is a game from the early 2000s where with all of the how far it is between checkpoints.
Between us girls.
Or how there's not a checkpoint after like every enemy encounter that you do.
Oh, go kiss daylight.
Right, so much better.
I feel like a new Slayer.
Now, I really want to know what's over here, so let's go see. Let's fight this guy over here. There, much cleaner kill that time. Oh, it turns out there's like nothing over here. There's that whole area over there, but I don't want to go down there. Oh, never mind. I spy something in the corner of my eye there. I'm guessing this is another crystal.
A sparkly thingy.
Right. Let's wait for the train to go by again, because I don't want to risk it. Okay. God, trains, man. Who knew they were so deadly? Grab this elixir that we forgot to pick up before. There we go. Let's wait for the train to pass. And let's roll.
Don't you ever give up, Slayer?
Oh, Willow managed to escape.
Feel free to tire out at some point. Or die, if you like. No tears there.
Help! Buffy's gonna whip you good, Spike. You're gonna regret bringing your new girlfriend to see your old stomping grounds.
Shut your gob, witch. She ain't my sodding girlfriend. Lucky for you, the ritual requires live sacrifices, or it'd shut you up permanent like.
Alright, we got more stakes.
Pointy.
And there's probably a locked door.
Fudge. Ain't gonna happen.
Oh, so now we're in this like lower area that we saw before. Below the train, I guess. Why would it have me fall from that height that it intentionally hurts me? Like, what if I had no health there? I'd just be dead. With no way to pass. There we go. Ooh. I wasn't anticipating it doing a double stake there.
Can't win, Slayer. There's only one of you. There's an endless supply.
Bam.
Nothing like a brisk walk and a spot of demon slaughter to make a girl's night.
We got even more stakes in boxes. Again, the shipping company was just shipping off steaks to people, I guess. We just managed to find the steak factory here. And that's what was on those trains, I guess.
Here, let me scratch that edge.
Stay still. Stop. Apparently you can't stake him when the vampire dog wants to go side to side, I guess. Oh. I mean, I pretty much had him, but I guess he wanted to break my stake, I guess.
No batteries.
There we go.
Guess you wish you'd stayed home tonight.
And of course, there's just a burden car over here. Just everything's on fire in this game. Why not?
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie. This is my town.
Let's go up here. I think it's just either another elixir or a crystal. I think it's just another elixir. Yep. So I'm guessing this door is going to be locked. Or not. I was expecting to have to like jump all the way up and around, but I guess not. And I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna use an elixir here because we have 6 of them. I think it's probably okay to use them. Apparently I'm just really good at dropping stakes, because I like dropped like 2 of them since I started fighting this person. Alright, so before we go through there, I think there might be some kind of secret. Let's go back here. Or no, maybe not. It doesn't look like... Oh, no, I can get up there. Or never mind, that's not going to work. Maybe that's to get back down from that area, I guess. God, I thought I found something cool, but apparently it was nothing. This room's got the fancy wallpaper. What's this guy just doing here? He's just hanging out.
Take this. It's the least I can do.
He just gave us a fire thing.
Nope. Time to move on.
What's over here? I figured I could break that window, but I guess not. Okay, so we gotta go across there. Let's use the crossbow.
Point. Hi, honey. I'm home.
There we go. You have to get them in like the exact spot, and it's like not always the same. It's not where you would think the heart is, which is bizarre. It's like in the middle of their chest, I guess.
Good wholesome shimmy.
I'll have to jump towards it, that's right. And do this, as opposed to just jumping up and then grabbing it. There we go. So we could go use that ladder to go back down if we wanted to, but we're not going to do that. Ooh, power crystal. So I guess this was the secret area that was up here, I guess. So this was not the way we were supposed to go. I think. Yeah. Because, yeah, this brings us back to the original area. So I think what we're supposed to do is go back up and then go to the ladder that we saw on the other side here to go down to this pit in front of us, which I thought was going back to where we were before, but I guess it's a different pit. Oh no, this is where we were before. Oh, why do we want to go back there? Maybe there's something up here I missed. Doesn't look like it. Because, yeah, we know that that door is locked. There aren't any other doors up here. Oh, we can actually break the glass up here. And that just leads us back to where we were before. Which, again, I don't think we can climb that fence, but let's... We didn't try that. Let's try that again. Can we jump up on that side? Nope. Doesn't look like it. I'm a little perplexed. Because we didn't really get like a key or anything like that, so there's... I'm not seeing a reason for us wanting to go back to that area that we started in. Maybe there is. Maybe there is something we're missing. Just because, again, this is not really a door. Ooh, this is a very confusing level. What's up, nap time? How's it going? I hope you're having a good evening. You're here just in time for a very confusing level in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's very confusing. I'm in like this garbage area that's in behind this bar that the Buffy crew likes to hang out at, and now I'm just confused as to where to go because it's very 2002 game design. It doesn't really make any sense, and I'm kind of just running around all over the place. It's very exciting. It came at a very exciting time of the stream. Although we are going to be wrapping up soon because we have a special stream coming up later today. So it's not backwards compat. I'm actually playing on OG Xbox right now. I wish it was backwards compat. That would be super awesome if it was backwards compatible. But alas, it is not. This is just on OG Xbox. The Buffy games, though, were pretty cool, though. I would love to see one day these games come to back compat. Both this and Chaos Bleeds, because actually, Chaos Bleeds, I think, is actually a better game than this one. But I would love to see, like, both of them come to backwards compat, because I think, like, these are two titles that, especially, like, this one in particular, is a Xbox exclusive that just, I think, a lot of people passed on because, A, they weren't fans of Buffy, or B, they just didn't know to pick it up at the time. But for someone like me who actually played this without actually watching any of the episodes of Buffy, I actually liked this so much that I actually started watching the show. And I wish more people got a chance to play this game because it's actually pretty fun, despite the fact that it's got some weird checkpointing, for example, that like the checkpoints are like super far apart from each other. And we just died. So apparently we got to do this all over again. I thought I was walking towards the ladder, but apparently not. And watch, the checkpoint's probably like at the beginning of this level too. Oh, what a surprise. The checkpoint's at the beginning of the level. Oh my god. Oh, this is so good. Well, it's not at the beginning of the level. It's at the beginning of this area, this train area. Which was literally, again, what we've been doing for like the last like 20 minutes. We've been in this area. Steak. No. Man. Afraid we are dead before we get use an elixir. Well, that sucks. At least this time we died right at the beginning instead of having to redo a whole bunch of this stuff all over again.
Come on, you lot. Right. Pick up the pace.
So let's try this one more time. This is probably going to be our last go of it because we do have to sign off to start that stream soon. Because yes, we're going to be doing another stream myself and Sean Capri are going to be streaming some Watch Dogs Legion over on twitch.tv/Sean Capri in a little bit. Probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, pointy wooden object. My best friend.
Never paid any attention to girls like you. Now I urge to kill you.
There. She can be there when the train comes by. Smack. Oh, she just goes flying. That's great. We finally got a kill with the train. I'm very, very happy. It's like straight out of Mortal Kombat, where you're fighting in the subway and you can do that, the train fatality.
I want you, babe, but not in a good way.
Oh. Well, he lit me on fire, but I let the train get him. Let's grab this crystal and wait for the train to go by. Oh yeah, that's right, we can't blow up these boxes. Oh, there's nothing up there anyways.
Buffy!
Some more stakes.
Ooh, pointy.
Gotta love those little tiny, the little tiny specks from the train. That's very 2002 particle effects right there. Alright, let's not risk it. Let's use an elixir since we've got so many of them. Nope, I want to sneak the person on the ground, not the guy who's right there. Oh, man. Oh, man. I only got one of the kicks from the bicycle kick on it. Because, yes, you can do the bicycle kick just like Liu Kang in this game. If you do it right.
Beauty of a sharp stake? No matters.
There we go. We staked him. Alright, so now that we're back in this area, which again, this is kind of where we were before. Got kind of lost in this area. Still don't really know where we're supposed to go here. Because again, like this ladder goes all the way up here, which is where we kind of get stuck. But let's go through here anyways. Smash these barrels. There's a vampire dog coming. There he is. Just stun lock him. And we'll stay.
Here, let me scratch that itch.
Easy peasy.
Nothing like a brisk walk and a spot of demon slaughter to make a girl's night.
And just so much fire in this game. Just so many things on fire.
Could come in handy.
I mean, it's California, I guess. That just as chat pointed out earlier. Apparently, fire things are always on fire in California, I guess. What was that vampire just doing, just hanging out in the garbage can the whole time? He's just like, I'm gonna hang out in the garbage can and wait till Buffy comes up here and I'm just gonna surprise her, and it's like, boo! And like garbage flies everywhere. Like, come on, who wants to hang out in the garbage can? Like, if you're a vampire, it's just like, is that really what you want to do with eternal life, is like hang out in a garbage can and wait for Buffy to come by? So obviously this ladder leads back to where we were going. There's no real other things to do on this side. We've already explored the bottom because we don't really know what to do down there. So let's go back to this door, which kind of leads us up and around. And I don't really know where we go from here.
For the vampire who has
It's the vampire lady with the blue pants this time.
antique crossbow, $1,500. Gold crucifix,
Oh, I didn't have to do anything because there's a sharp plank of wood from the table, I guess, to impale her. Alright, so we'll talk to this guy again.
Take this. It's the
He'll
least
give
I
us
can
this
do.
vial. And then we'll just jump across. So we know there's a long-range vampire coming up, so let's just equip the crossbow now.
Get ready to spill your guts, honey.
Now let's see if we can shoot him through the window. Oh, I have to kick out the window first. There we go. That opened us up to, I guess, to him throwing the fire thing at us too. It's hard to hit the sweet spot when he's not like directly facing us. When he's like off to the side a bit. There we go.
This is my town.
Okay, so we go up here.
Looks like an opportunity for a good wholesome
Once again, we
shimmy.
gotta jump across like that. And then this is where I'm stuck because it's like, okay, where do I go from here? So we gotta destroy all these boxes. Because there's I think a power crystal back here.
Ooh.
Yep. Okay, so we can't hop over this fence. Doesn't let us do that. This ladder down basically brings us back to the area we started from. Ooh, I never noticed the switch here before. Maybe that's what we were missing this whole time. That was the missing piece of information. There we go. Okay, we're good now. I figured it out. It was so easy to miss that switch on the side because it kind of just blended into the environment, I guess. Didn't really stick out or anything.
Two roads diverged in the concrete jungle, and I'm gonna guess Spike and his goons took that one that leads through a cemetery.
Sure. I don't know how Buffy knows that this exact route through the garbage facility goes through the cemetery, but sure, it's a thing.
Buffy, help!
Ooh, it's a ghost vampire.
Not to mention hideous. Somebody beat you with a whole tree full of ugly sticks. What? No fearsome words about how I'm going to die in agony or that I shall rue the day that I crossed your path?
I'm looking for a new TV for Series X. Any thoughts? So, I actually haven't updated my TV at all, or anything like that for Series X. I know Sean actually just bought one of the new LG QLED TVs that supports 120 frames per second, or 120 hertz, I should say. The one I was looking at that was a good budget choice that basically needs like a firmware update when you get it is the Sony 900X or X900, I guess. Basically, it's a TV that came out earlier this year. It usually goes for about $1,000 Canadian, but for 55 inch, I should comprehend there. But that TV itself wasn't 120 hertz when it came out. It essentially needs a firmware update, but once you do the firmware update, it actually supports HDMI 2.1 with the correct hertz. So, yeah, that's the TV that I've been looking for. That's, in fact, in a little bit I could throw a link to that in the chat, but that was kind of the one I was looking at. But unfortunately, there's not a ton of options right now for TVs with that frame rate, at least if you don't want to spend a ton of money. It's one of those things where for me, I was looking at that TV, but I might just end up waiting for like after Black Friday, because here in Canada we have Black Friday deals, but we also have Boxing Day deals, because Boxing Day is a holiday here, and that usually happens the day after Christmas, and usually that's when I buy like a new TV, for example. So that's probably when I'm going to pick mine up, or maybe I'll just wait till next year even. I don't know if I'm going to pick mine up right away, especially with streaming too, because because I'm going to have I have an Xbox Series S and X coming, and with my streaming setup, for example, I don't even have a 120 hertz monitor that I'm using for that. So, I mean, I'm not really worried about getting that extra frame rate. For me, it's not something I need to jump on right away. But out of all the TVs I was looking at, I think that's probably either that or, again, one of the LG QLED series models are probably the ones to look for.
Oh, go kiss Dave. I feel like a new Slayer.
Creepy skeletons this time. No, there's nothing to pick up there. The tutorial gave us all these hints that you'd have to pick up candlesticks to solve puzzles and stuff, but we haven't really had to use that since. So I figured in this area full of candles, we probably have to do that. There's probably a switch around here somewhere. I don't think we can pull any of these graves out. Nope, that way is a dead end. It's just a holy water vial. So again, these don't do anything either. Maybe there's something out here I missed. Like maybe you have to go through some of these smaller houses, I guess. Ooh, a key. That might do the trick.
You want a piece of me? I'll give you the whole damn pie.
Take that, skeleton. Oh yeah, we can't really stake the skeletons, I guess.
You can't win, Slayer.
Ooh, there's like a barrier on the door now, indicating I'm guessing you're in a monster closet now.
Beauty of a sharp steak?
That's the first time the game's really done that, where it's like, nope, you have to stay in this area and kill all the vampires first before going on.
This time, stay in the ground.
There we go. Is this backwards compatible on Xbox One? No, unfortunately it is not. I am playing on OG Xbox. We're going all the way back to the past with this one, my friends. I wish it was backwards compatible. This is one of those games that was an original Xbox exclusive, and I would love to see it come back. And even Chaos Bleeds as well, which is a really fun game. That I know, I think it's fun even if you're not a Buffy fan. And I would love to see both those games come to backwards compatibility at some point. I still hope, deep in my heart, that at some point the Microsoft will revisit backwards compatibility, like when the Series X is fully out and everything, and then we get more games like this that come back. Whereas I collect a lot of original Xbox games, and I wish I could play more of them on the console. Like stuff like Otogi would be awesome to be able to play on there. There's Simpsons Hit and Run. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I would say visually it still looks a bit dated, and I don't like that. Basically, you have to do, like, the checkpoints are super far away from each other, but other than that, like, it's still really fun. And I love all the character models and stuff. I would also love to see, like, a Series X enhanced version of this, kind of like what they did with Ninja Gaiden Black, which I think looks like a brand new game when you play that. Like, I would love to see them kind of clean up a lot of the visual stuff here, because this game's only running in 480p, and then I'm essentially upscaling it using an M Classic. That's essentially what I'm using with my setup here. But I would love to see this game run at like 4K on the Series X. Like, that would be super cool. Plus eliminate some of those load times too, because there's some noticeable load times, but they're not actually that bad for an older game, actually. Ooh, a fancier vampire. Let's go overalls this time. Yeah, I played both Ninja Gaiden games on backwards compatible, and Panzer Dragoon Orta on backwards compatible is also an amazing update. Yeah, for sure. Like, Panzer Dragoon Orta looks incredible on Xbox Series X or Xbox One X. It looks like a new game, and I love it. Like, I love that that's one of the games they made backwards compatible, because that game's awesome, and I wish more people actually got a chance to play it, especially while it was in Game Pass. I was basically like singing from the rooftops on the podcast when it was leaving Game Pass, saying, guys, you gotta play this game. It's so fun.
Is that your face, honey? Are you minding it for a monkey?
But even like a game like Knights of the Old Republic, which it doesn't look too different, that's a game like I also appreciate they went back and did some work on it, at least, to basically make like everything look super smooth and not looking nearly as rough, especially stuff like the text in that game. Like when you're reading stuff, it just looks so much cleaner. And that's a game I think really helped with backwards compatible as well. But yeah, like we're only at 20 games right now. I wish we had so many more like the 360, because the 360 I think has got like a lot of the games that you really want to replay. But the original Xbox does not, unfortunately. Oh, we're at max elixirs. We can't actually get any more of these. Let's use one of these now so we can pick this one up. There we go. I want Tao Feng Otogi 1 and 2 from OG Xbox to come to backwards compatible. Yes, those are some great choices. But even something like I would also love stuff like Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction to come to backwards compatible, Ultimate Spider-Man, Sudeki, Time Splitters. Like, there's so many great games on the original Xbox that are not backwards compatible. Like, they'd only started to scratch the surface with that. Like, I would love to see them expand that with getting so many more games that I love on the service.
Hey, pointy wooden object. My best friend.
And part of the reason I actually play a lot of older Xbox games like this on stream is I'm testing a lot of these games for like an original Xbox project that we're working on coming up for the podcast. So it's cool to revisit all these games and kind of see which ones still hold up and which ones don't. Because there are certainly other games on the original Xbox that just don't stand the test of time or anything like that. But for the most part, I think a lot of them do. And I would love to see a lot of them come back. Ooh, we got the bicycle kick off, and it actually hurt them. Sudeki was awesome. Amazing graphics for the time. Yeah, definitely. That's a game that is still really fun to play, even if the graphics are kind of not great today. Is Driver 3 backwards compatible or Crazy Taxi 3? No, unfortunately, neither Driver 3 or Crazy Taxi are backwards compatible. The list is mostly just Ubisoft games, Star Wars games, and then Ninja Gaiden, and some of the first-party stuff. But I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff missing from original Xbox backwards compatibility. But you've got stuff like Blood Rain 2 that's there, I guess. So there's that. But even the 360 too, like, I know it's missing a lot of games. Like, I went to go recently to revisit Condemned 2 because I replayed Condemned Criminal Origins, and that game's still amazing. But Condemned 2 is not backwards compatible, whereas the first one is. So we've got some weird cases on 360 that I would love to see return as well. Or even a game like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance would be an amazing game to come back on Xbox backwards compatible. Or even like weirder games like The Thing, or like Aeon Flux, or some of the Godfather games, for example. Like, there's a lot to choose from on the original Xbox. Maybe Jurassic Park Genesis, like that would be cool to have. Or something like Futurama to come back, because that game's like super expensive. I would love to see that make its return. Was playing Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition and got the sudden need to play Shaolin Monks. Yeah, that's a good game too, actually. That's a good point. Didn't Baldur's Gate get a remaster recently? So Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 did, and their expansions, but not Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, which was a almost like Diablo, like it was a top-down action RPG, which was a lot of fun on the original Xbox. The closest we got to that actually was Hunter the Reckoning, which is on backwards compatible, which is like a modern day vampire hunting game that plays very similarly to it. That's on the service, but I don't think it's as good as Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. That game was a lot of fun back in the day. But yeah, the old school Baldur's Gate games are there. So if you ever want to go back to like Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, like the PC games, they are there. Same with like Icewind Dale. A lot of those like classic RPGs are all there. I didn't even realize these guys could spit at me. From Software games are a no-brainer. Otogi and Armored Core games should be backwards compatible already. AC for answer and ACV. Yeah, those are like From Software in particular. Like they were such a different developer than they are now back in the original Xbox days. And yeah, I would love to see like people give some of those games a chance if they come to backwards compatibility. Because I know like a game like Otogi, for example, just really flew under people's radar. Like it's a really solid game that kind of sows the framework for what the Souls games are like that just not enough people gave a chance to or heard of back in the original Xbox. But it coming to backwards compatibility, I think would help expose people to like some of From Software's older titles. Even something like Chrome Hounds, which wasn't really a great game, but is like so different from anything From Software does now. Like a lot of that stuff is missing from backwards compatibility as well. Generic Octane main is back, but it's currently 2 a.m., so you should probably go to bed. Yeah, you should probably go to bed. It's pretty late. I mean, at least the nice thing is, the stream's actually wrapping up pretty soon because I got to get going in about 10 minutes to go do a stream with Sean Capri because we're doing another stream. I loved FS output back in the day. Nowadays, it's mostly Souls formula. Yeah, for sure. Like, I miss the days of From Software doing a whole bunch of different stuff like Ninja Blade and Chrome Hounds. Like, they did all kinds of different... Like, they had a huge wide variety of games, and I kind of miss that about them. Like, even when everyone keeps calling for Bloodborne 2, but that would be cool, but I would love to see them come back to some of their older IPs or just do something completely different from the Souls games. About Time Splitters 2, I hope that THQ re-release remasters. Yeah, that would be really interesting. Actually, yeah, because THQ Nordic, I think, owns Time Splitters now, so they would be certainly the ones to do that. And yeah, we heard rumblings of them doing something with Time Splitters not too long ago, so I would imagine that's something we see eventually. Like, THQ Nordic is really good about doing re-releases, even though the re-releases they do are always hit and miss. Like, Kingdoms of Amalur wasn't great, but the Saints Row the Third remaster that came out this year was excellent. So I think that those could make really solid remasters. Like, imagine like a package that had all 3 Time Splitters games in it. Like, that would be really cool. Getting all these zombies. Can't carry any more potions, so let's... Oh, that's the wrong one. Ooh, I didn't realize we can actually combine these with the crossbow. That's cool. I never even thought to do that until just now. Oh, look, more generic-looking vampires. Funk. Let's just stake him. I was looking for a wood board to throw him into, but I just I should just do it. Have a good night, generic Octane main. Alright. So normally, we'd keep going from here, but alas, it is 10:05 Eastern Standard Time, and I've actually got another stream in about 20 minutes, so I should actually probably sign off for the night. So, twitch.tv/Sean Capri. In about 20 to 30 minutes, we're going to go live anywhere between 10:30 and 11 Eastern Standard Time. Look for us there. We're going to be playing some Watch Dogs Legion, and we're going to be talking about the game and doing kind of a deep dive about it. And other than that, we will be back next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here at youtube.com/the Xbox Drive for more old school gaming shenanigans, I'm sure. I mean, I kind of want to play a new game next week, but we will definitely see. Until then, thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and checking out the stream tonight. I hope everyone has an amazing night. And like I said, if you want to catch us again, twitch.tv/Sean Capri in a little bit, and we will see you later tonight. Until then, friends, have a good evening.